Hi everybody and welcome to our Daily TNT Thursday, the 21st of September. Appreciate you dropping in to catch up on all the main news around Thailand. Only 2 or 3 more days to go here at this house in Phuket. Been here for 4 years in this particular house. I'm moving up to live in Phang Nga, which is going to be right on the beach. I'll be very happy up there and hopefully you'll drop in from time to time. Let's check today's main stories. We start with BangkokPost.com and the baht and the stock exchange of Thailand slip amid worries over stimulus. And the baht fell to a 10-month low, beyond 36 baht to the US dollar, while the stock exchange of Thailand slipped closer to 1,500 points. Some sort of a theoretical milestone investors are keeping their eye on. It's all about continued fund outflows as investor concern grows about expected massive bond issuance to fund government stimulus policies. And the MD of the Merchant Partner Asset Management said the market predicts the government will have to borrow a huge sum of money via bond issuance next year. And the chance the stock exchange index slips below 1,500 points is high, and trading is likely to remain subdued near the year end. And the Sept index, which has lost nearly 10% since the start of the year, closed yesterday at 1,507.9 points, and that's down nearly 1% in turnover, totaling 54.5 billion baht. And on Tuesday, foreign investors sold 1.1 billion baht worth of Thai stocks and 1.7 billion worth of bonds. And he said the market wants to see what the new administration is capable of. And he said the market wants to see what the new administration is capable of in terms of handling economic issues before confidence is restored. Reuters reported yesterday that the administration plans to sell up to 272 billion baht worth of government bonds from October to December, citing sources who attended a finance ministry meeting with industry participants. So let's see what other media have to say about this particular story. We go to nationthailand.com. Thai stock market fails to rally. And the stock exchange of Thailand index has barely moved, despite predictions by analysts that if Sita becomes Prime Minister and the Per-Thai Party led the formation of the government, the Thai stock market would experience a rally in the short term. And the story reports that the Thai economy grew by just 1.8% in the second quarter. That's down from 2.6% in the first quarter. And this slowdown is compounded by concerns that the government's economic stimulus policies may not be hitting their targets. And looking ahead, the Tisco Securities CEO had a more positive outlook. Let's see what some of his predictions are. He's saying next year the US Federal Reserve is expected to start a gradual interest rate hike cycle, which may not be significant but could signal the beginning of a global stock market uptrend. And another one, the risk of an economic downturn in the US is diminishing. He also says China's economy is showing gradual signs of improvement, and Thailand's economy has the potential to grow by more than 5% next year. That's a confident prediction. And corporate earnings of registered Thai companies are expected to grow by 15% next year. Let's have a look at where the Thai baht is against the US dollar right now, and this is looking at the past month, the chart from xe.com. It shows that in recent days, the baht reached as low as 36.3 baht to the US dollar. Let's look at the last year. Currently, it's somewhere in the middle, but trending in a direction suggesting that people from the US are going to be getting more baht for their dollar, at least in the short term. We'll keep an eye on that. Now, this story, I think, has passed a lot of media here in Thailand, well, for probably obvious reasons, but I did notice it, and I report it with respect. And CNN.com reports Thai King's son signals willingness to talk about country's strict royal insult law as he attends a Lese Majeste exhibition. Well, there is a lot to unpack in that headline. Let's see what happened with this story. And the second son of Thailand's King Maha Vajiralongkorn made a surprise visit to a New York exhibition featuring the stories of people who have been prosecuted under the country's harsh royal defamation laws, signalling a willingness to talk openly about the taboo topic. The story notes that Thailand has some of the world's strictest Lese Majeste laws, and criticising the king, queen or heir apparent can lead to a maximum 15-year prison sentence for each offence. Sentences for those convicted under Article 112 of Thailand's criminal code can be decades long, and hundreds of people have been prosecuted in recent years. The exhibition, named Faces of Victims of 112, was held at the Liam Gallery at New York's Columbia University by a very well-known Thai dissident, and the 42-year-old Vajrasaurn, the king's second oldest son, who lives in New York, confirmed that he went to see the exhibition on his official Facebook page on Monday. And he wrote, "I love and hold my loyalty to the monarchy, but I believe that knowing is better than not knowing, and each individual has their own opinion, which is derived from their own experience." He added, "It's another matter whether to agree or disagree, but we have to talk with principles." So given his position and his recent visit to Thailand, I wouldn't have expected him to say anything, more than what he's already said. And Vajrasaurn's presence at the exhibition comes a month after he returned to Thailand for the first time in almost 3 decades since his family's estrangement from the royal family following his mother's divorce in 1996. And that visit, along with his younger brother, was seen as especially significant by analysts because His Majesty the King has not named an heir apparent since ascending the throne in 2016. So I've got a funny feeling the curator of that exhibition would have been quite surprised by the visit from one of His Majesty's sons. And Pavin, who's an associate professor at the Kyoto University's Centre for Southeast Asian Studies, said the visit was significant because it signals a certain willingness of the establishment in Thailand to move ahead for the sake of its own survival. And he went on, for him to pay attention to this very important issue from an academic viewpoint, this could produce a lot of important implications on Thai politics. Well, there's other parts of this story I probably shouldn't read out, but I'll put a link in the description so you can read the full story from CNN.com. But an interesting milestone. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to be reported here in Thailand, other than what I've already mentioned, but an interesting story to keep an eye on. And with thanks to our sponsors, 5 Star Marine, if you want to go out on a bespoke VIP charter tour out to the islands from Phuket around Phangar Bay, I can highly recommend 5 Star Marine. Now, if you can't go into the description below, just type in 5, the number 5, 5starmarinephuket.com, and you can read all about their destinations and the services they provide. Now, next we do have a very disturbing story, so I'll put a warning up here saying that if you are disturbed by stories about child abuse, then I would suggest you scroll forward to the next story. But we do go to calsodenglish.com. A father confesses to serial killing his own children, at least 5. And the case of a father who has 10 children and is suspected of murdering half of them has shaken Thai society once more. This disturbing incident sheds light not only on the violence of parents against their children, but also on Thailand's greater problem of violence against children. The story came to light when a 12-year-old girl broke the door of her room at an apartment in Bang Khen district, Bangkok, and fled to ask neighbours for help, saying she and her younger sister were being attacked by her father. A neighbour then reported the matter to Gunjom Palang, a well-known influencer and volunteer who often goes to help those in need. He coordinated with authorities from the Ministry of Social Development and Human Security on September the 10th. And they found that the 12-year-old girl had been physically abused and had multiple injuries, while the 4-year-old girl was immersed in water. Both girls had burns on their bodies from exposure to fire. The whereabouts of the 2-year-old child remain unknown. At that time, the child's mother claimed her older daughter was mentally unstable and likes to harm herself, but a physical examination by a doctor confirmed that the child had been abused. The authorities then reported the case to the Bang Khen police, who conducted an investigation, arrested the 46-year-old father and the 40-year-old mother. Witness statements indicated frequent domestic violence in the family. Both later confessed that the father killed the 2-year-old child and buried the body. The investigation shows that the man has 10 children from 4 wives. Of these children, 4 boys are from the second wife, and they've not yet been found. And the man later admitted to killing them all between 2013 and 2017 when they were all babies less than a year old. The police officers searched and found 2 child bodies in the Bang Sue district and are still searching in the Sai Mai district for the other 2. And statistics from the Ministry of Public Health show that more than 10,000 children receive medical treatment each year for injuries caused by violence, especially sexual violence. That very disturbing story was reported in other Thai media. That report by khaosoddenglish.com. TNT on a Thursday, and to some better news now. BangkokPost.com reporting prices of 20 essential items likely to be cut. The government's likely to start reducing the prices of 20 essential items next month. This according to the Commerce Minister. And he's assigned the Internal Trade Department to analyse the cost structure of essential consumer goods and find ways to reduce prices. Price reductions are projected for roughly 20 daily essential consumer products, including rice, chicken, pork and eggs. And the minister said big players need to assist small players and help tackle their problems, while the ministry aims to strike a balance between producers, entrepreneurs and consumers. So the new government's on the prowl, trying their best to bring prices down for consumers, and they're talking up this idea of greater financial equality in Thailand. Let's see if they can do it. This next story isn't helping, and reported by khaosoddenglish.com, Thailand has 3,280 hybrid scam cases with damage of 2.7 billion baht. We'll get to exactly what a hybrid scam is in just a moment. The story says hybrid scams in Thailand have the highest value among cybercrime cases. This problem is considered significant, with a growing tendency. According to the online reports from January the 1st last year to September the 12th this year, a total of nearly 327,000 cases were reported, with damages exceeding 45 billion baht. Among them, there are 3,280 cases of hybrid scam, and that's attracting trust before a fraud. So a hybrid scam is one, obviously, that takes a bit longer, where they have to establish a bit of trust before they then go in with the sting, with a total value of 2.7 billion baht. And Thailand's police chief says these scams have the highest value among cybercrime cases, as in each case there's a loss of not less than 100,000 baht. We're happy to report these stories, as awful as they are, because it's just a great warning for us to be extra vigilant when we are online. And when you're playing online, just be careful of all these online scams. They're certainly out to target you as well. And to at least one good story today, and this is from Sky News, news.sky.com. Liam Gallagher adopts a dog rescued in Thailand after application shocks sanctuary. Now, I'm not exactly sure which sanctuary this is. I know the Soy Dog Foundation in Phuket very, very well, but it's not named in this article. And an abandoned puppy saved by a Thailand sanctuary has been adopted by former Oasis frontman Liam Gallagher. And the dog rescuer told Sky News he was shocked to find the legendary singer's name among the applications to give Buttons a new home, nearly 9,500 kilometres away in the UK. The name on the form was Liam Gallagher, but I thought that's obviously not him. Then the next line was occupation, and it was singer. I thought my mates were taking the piss, but I checked it out a bit more, and his details all stacked up. And from being dumped in the Thai jungle to this, you couldn't make it up, Buttons, he wrote in his post, which was shared by Gallagher as well. So good news there for Buttons finding a new home, a bit further away than she probably expected. But a good news story to finish with today, and these animal welfare groups do a really amazing job in Thailand, and there's probably a set of paws that are very happy to come and spend the rest of their lives with you as well. Thank you for joining us today on TNT. We've got our live program on Saturday. I'll tell you the time tomorrow because I haven't quite decided. And also, of course, on Sunday, we've got Grumpy Old Men with Steve Ross, with an E. Otherwise, thank you for watching today. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.